8. So this one, if I press F9 now, you tell me 1. Why? Because J8 to J8 is only one row. Right? J8 to J8 is only one row. So they will look up number 1 from B3 until I32. They look for number 1 and then they pick up the column number 2. So this one is column 1. I press F9. This is column 1. So 1 plus 1 become 2. So they will take up column number 2, which is the number. Okay, so when I go down here, if you look at this formula, rows of J8 to J9. So if I press F9, that will be number 2. So they start VLOOKUP number 2, then they find the AZ. And the following is 3, the following is 4, the following is 5. So this one is the helper to get this information. This is one of those exercises that the participant have to do if they come for that class.
Wow. Then this is also is very good.
Invoice.
Table for invoice and also for
this
just
one
like
is for this is actually a question asked by a student to prepare for their what you call that statement of account. They actually create a statement of account and send it to the PDF it and send it to their debtor, their customer lah, in other words. Hey, pay up, end of the month already. So they have a database of all the transaction which they downloaded from their point of sale system. So they have that, and the only thing different is that is actually the whole period of time, but they only want per customer. So they don't want to, like, every time one customer they have to go and highlight, copy paste, because the statement and then the table here is not the same column, so I must copy paste, then click copy paste, the kind of thing. So they want to automate it lah. I just type in the customer ID, everything come out.
It's good.
So they are building a system using the Excel. It's one of those things that they do.
Yeah, this one also can build out for the customer relationship management, CRM.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Among others, there are more, but I only pick up one example.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, hi, Mike.
Hi. Sorry.
You managed to do it,
My example, my own word, not yet.
Your example got it, So we can start, Cole?
Yes, go ahead.
Definitely. Yes, second, let me open up. All right, now my first agenda today is to inform you that I'm going to give you the solution to the homework. If anybody here have follow and you want to know the result of the homework that I gave you, okay, I would just like to share this result to you. This one is what I give you, the original. It was not touched yet, right? So I'm the person who like to name my table, because usually this set of table and this set of table, they don't sit side by side like this one. They are normally in two different file or two different worksheet. Right? So let's assume it's two different worksheet. So I will select this table by pressing any one of the cell, press Control A. You will select till the last item. You will select till the last item. Then you can go to the name box and you name it as January. January. Just name this entire table A1 to F89 as January. Then you go to the second table here, Control A. That will be J1 to O90. O90. That will be your February. So you go there and put February. Right. So now you know you have differentiate between the first table and the second table. This is your January. This is your February. So my question to you last week was, who has resigned? Because you are the one who told me that they have resigned. If the name appear in January, but it's not in February, so you say resign. So now you're supposed to give me the answer, who resigned? Therefore, the homework, or should I say the formula that you need to use is either VLOOKUP or index and match. But in this case, since I named the table, I'm going to use VLOOKUP. And both tables have the same column as their first column, which is their employee number. So I'm just going to use equals to VLOOKUP. So I'm going to use A2 to find GW29 in February. Sorry. February. Yeah. Did I name it February?
Yes.
Yeah, February, comma. Now I have no intention to find out whatever information. However, I have a choice of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because this table has 6 columns. I can use any of the column. So let's just say I just need to know what is their first name. So I put 2. I can put 1 also. I can put 3. I can put 4. I can put 5. But no 7 because this table only have 6 columns. Right? But now I just put number 2, comma. Then I want them to find the exact match. So I'm going to use false. If you still remember what we have learned yesterday, not yesterday, last week, then you will get the answer as Sarah. So GW29, the name is Sarah. So if I copy this formula down, I will get all the NA appear. Why? Because they cannot find GC04 from this February. So if they cannot match the employee ID in January in the February table, that means this person no longer works there. So the NA is basically telling you that this is not a match. So I just want to tell you that VLOOKUP is not only meant for you to find a matching information, it is also used to find a mismatch information. That means I want to check whether which information is not in another table. Sometimes we look at both tables, how come they look exactly the same, so should be the same. So it's good that we check whether is it true that some of the data in table A is not in table B, or the table B not in table A. So we need to cross-check from time to time. We do not know what data is missing, what data is different. Sometimes we are given this kind of task. So this is how you can actually do this very quickly. All right, so Noel, you want to try?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. You can remember the thing, huh?
No.
No, but let's try. You can
Okay.
share the screen. Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a fool of myself.
Don't worry, don't worry. Just name them and then just
That's the only way to learn, sometimes.
yeah.
That's why
Basically, it is. Yeah.
because I haven't used, you can say that I haven't used Excel for a very long time. My usage of Excel, well, I shouldn't say I haven't used it for a long time. My usage of Excel on a regular basis is very, very simple.
Do you know that only Tao Ke say like that one?
No, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, only Tao Ke say like that, no?
First and foremost, you know what I learned, all right? That if you click in the cell like this, all right, and then you do Control A, it picks up the entire table, exactly down to the last row. Okay, that was the first thing I learned. All right, so you said that we need to define that area as a month.
January,
right?
yeah,
So
you already name it. Yeah.
Yeah, I named it Jan. Okay, and same here, I named it Feb.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm lazy. All right, I didn't want to
No.
spell
Smart.
it the full. All right. Okay, now then you were saying that we need to find who is missing from February,
Yes.
all right, compared to January. So we're going to use the VLOOKUP, right?
Correct.
Let's see.
Just press tab.
Okay. All right, and then the lookup value
A2.
A2. Yeah, I can click, right? If I want
Yeah,
to
you can click. Yes.
click. Okay. Then comma. Table array is it referring to the other table that I'm comparing with?
Yes, just type there FEB, February.
Oh, yep. Okay. If I were
Yeah, it's
to,
already there.
okay, so it knows that I'm picking up another table.
Yes.
If I click on it, it doesn't work, huh?
You have to double click it.
Oh, I have to double click. Okay, let's try again. F. Well, I'm a mouse person, so I like to use the mouse whenever I can, rather than a keyboard. Even though it means taking my hand off the keyboard into the right. And then the next one is the column index number, which is you mentioned is
Can be any number from 1 to 6 because
oh, yeah,
February
because the
table
number of
has 6
column.
columns.
Yeah. Okay, column index number. So because we have 6 columns, so I can choose any of the column.
Yeah, because our intention here is not to match anything. We actually intend to find the mismatch data.
Compare.
So it
Okay,
can be any number.
I'll pick one. Okay, and then the range. And this one is I want the exact match. I remember.
Yes.
Okay.
There
All
you
right.
go.
Yep.
Just copy down. Yeah.
And I just put it
Just
down.
double click it.
Oh, double click here.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I learned another thing.
That's it.
Okay. How do I then, if let's say as a person, what I mean this is having me to scroll down, right? What if I wanted to summarize in a separate table and just pull out these rows? Is that what you
Just
were
on.
referring to just now in your
Yeah.
earlier? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Did all of you manage to follow? I'm the ultra slow beginner following a master.
Don't call me master.
Kevin, I got
Yeah.
a question.
Yes, please.
Let's say just now the VLOOKUP, I select the column number 3, which is the last name, right? And end up in the company, there's 2 persons with the same last name. Then the VLOOKUP result may not accurate, right? In this scenario.
No. You got it wrong. We are not matching using the name. We are matching using the employee ID. You use number 3 is the outcome of your match.
Oh, so your matching
So
is still A2.
Yes. The number
Okay.
3 or number 2 or number 1, 4, 5 or 6 is the outcome of your matching. So it doesn't really matter if it's double or.
Okay. So it's still picking up the first column, which is the employee number.
Yes. They match the employee number to bring you the correct answer. Or shall I say bring you an answer.
Should we
Okay,
try
now,
that?
To
Can we try
confuse. Okay, to confuse everyone a bit. Sorry, I shared the screen already.
problems?
Okay, so we are not going to submit this to our boss. Imagine Mike is my boss. So I say, Mike, you look at the table, the NA means resign already. You know, I might end up in March, my name is NA. You agree? So another way to look at this is that we don't want to show the answer. We only want to tell them that NA actually means resigned. Okay, so this is what I'm planning to do. I'm going to add something into this formula here. Right? Add something. So I'm going to come here and say, let's convert this answer here, those with answer and those without answer. So I want to find out whether my VLOOKUP produce an error or not. So I'm going to put there is error. So I'm asking Excel a question now, right? A logical question. I'm asking Excel, the VLOOKUP that you are looking you're working on just now, is it an error? Now you saw the name just now was Sarah, right? So there's no error. Error is NA. So when I press enter now, you'll say false. No, it's not an error. So if I copy this whole thing now, then those with error will be true. Everybody agree? Right? So what can I do with the true and false? Is this much better presentation than the earlier one? No, it's not. It's making it worse actually. So let's make it readable. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to add another formula in front. If my VLOOKUP is an error, so I go to the back, I say, let's tell them that this means that this person resigned. I'm going to give a label. A label that says that if this is an error, that means they resigned. So what happened if they are not an error? So is it value if true, resign. So what about value if false? I don't want to show anything because my boss did not ask me, Mike did not ask me who is still working. He only asked me who resigned. So I will just make sure it's empty. So in order to show that it's empty, I put a double quote and a double quote. So the double quote and the double quote, what is inside the text string? Nothing. Therefore, it will remain empty. You see that? It remains empty. So if I copy this down, I'm replacing all the error, which is true, with the word resign, all the false with nothing. So now I can see who has resigned. So this is a much better presentation that you can give to your boss. Agree or agree or not agree?
Yeah, agree.
Agree.
Yeah, this will be a much clearer information that you will give to your boss, not the other one just now. So VLOOKUP cannot do the job for you entirely. Last week, when we do the VLOOKUP, it will find us the information, which is very good. So what happens if they cannot find the information? So what's the meaning of that error that appear on your screen? So you must sort of like put a meaning to it so that it carries some information. So I added two formula. Yes.
Can the word resign be formatted in a specific?
How do you want it to appear?
Like let's say I want it in color and bold. Let's say
Color
red
and bold. Okay, can. That will require another item, which is like I highlight the whole thing. You see, I highlight the whole column. Then all I need to do is just click here. I press Control Shift down, and I select all the way down to the last item Then I go to the conditional formatting. Okay, I go to New Rule, or should I say just go here equal to equal to or should I say text that contain also can. So let's say text that contain Okay, text that contain resigned. So what do you want to do? So you want to, what did you say just now? You want it to be bold?
and red.
Huh?
Bold and red in color.
Red color. So any background color?
No, it's okay.
No. Okay, no background color. So like that?
Okay.
So that will require conditional formatting.
Okay.
So now if I try it out, so I take this AW55, I add another 5 behind. So they should not find any AW. No, I won't choose this one. I will choose this one, Sarah. Sarah. So I put a 0 behind just to differentiate these two. So you see, resigned, and it's in red color. Yes, Mike, you have a question just now?
Kelvin.
Yeah.
Let's say instead of resign, I want to know the hour word, which is 35 exactly. Oh,
40, you mean?
40 exactly. That means I change the resign to 40, is it?
But not all of them are 40 ma.
Okay. But let's say only display 40. Who
You
are
want
the
to
staff
display
40 hours? Who are the staff work 40 hours?
who are the staff that works 40 hours? That one got nothing to do with VLOOKUP already.
Oh, nothing we do. Oh, okay.
Okay, I highlight like this. I highlight like this. I highlight all. It's a good question, but nothing to do with VLOOKUP. So you want to highlight all those employee which already work 40 hours, is it?
Yes.
Exactly 40 hours.
Yeah, exactly 40 hours.
Okay,
Cannot
so
use VLOOKUp.
no. So let's do this.
Formatting.
I'm going to write a conditional formatting here. I'm going to use a formula instead. So right now my cell is in A1. So I need to check D1. So I will do this because I highlighted A1 then I had to check D1
Okay, D1.
Okay. So this is what happened. I'm going to put that equals to if the cell D1, right? Now, because I need to copy the formula down, I need to copy the formula down later. I don't want the 1 to stay. So I will press the F4 until I remove the dollar for the 1. But I will keep the dollar for the D. Okay, is equals to 40.
Okay.
Is equals to 40.
Okay.
Then I want the whole row to be colored red. And then the text to be color white. White. So it will look like this. When I hit OK, all those that works 40 hours will be colored red.
Cool. Nice.
Okay, so if I don't want to do it like this, I want to do it like hours, right? So I want to use this to control. This one is 35 now. So I want if I want to look for all those that is 35 hours then I want to make sure that they will look for the 35 hours. So I'm going to highlight this again, the whole thing until the bottom, and conditional formatting. I will go into this rule. I'll do some addition. So I'll tell them, hey, please don't go and put a constant value 40 there. Go and refer to this H2.
Okay.
Right. So when I click OK now, OK again, you see, they only highlight those is 35.
Oh.
So
Nice.
I say 32, they will highlight only those that is 32.
Oh.
If I say 35.5, then they will highlight all those 35.5.
Oh.
So now this is the control. This is the control.
So the formula you say again. That's how the H2 the formula.
Okay, it all depends
back
on where you highlight one. Okay, I do it over here. I do it over here again So let's just say I highlight this time starting from the record, not the title from the record. So I highlight like this, the whole thing highlight.
Okay.
You must remember, this is your starting cell. This is where you are now. This is your active cell. Now in programming language, we call this active cell. That means this is where my location is. But I am not checking J2, whether J2 is equal to 40 or not. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm checking what? I'm checking M2, whether it's 40 or not.
M2, yeah.
M2, right? So I go to conditional formatting. I will write a new rule.
New rule.
So for this new rule, I will use the formula, rule type number 6.
It's a formula.
This rule type, use a formula. Only when you use a formula, you can specify your own logical test. So you are actually going to write a logical test inside here.
Okay.
So this is how it goes. You tell them that since I'm in now J2, I want to check whether M2. Now, if you look carefully, I press M2, right? I press M2 and here shows M2. But there is a $M, $2.
Yeah.
That means this is absolute no. If you copy the formula down later, it will fix at M2. No, I don't want lah. So for this, I will press the F4. Sorry, take away the dollar for the 2. Now it's dollar $M2 lah.
Okay.
I put that equals to, I point to this one, H. I point to H, H2. So my H2 is 35.5 hours. Now, I decide what I want to format. So this time, because they work, so font color, what color do you want? Maybe I want yellow. I want it bold. Then I want my background to be purple. Very ugly color lah, but never mind. Let's try like that. Okay, that's it.
Okay.
See, all those 35.5 one will be color. So if you put 40, then it will be 14.
Okay. Thanks. Quite useful.
Kelvin.
Yeah.
Adding on to that conditional formatting that you showed just now, instead of equal, can you use greater than or less than?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Since that's why I keep asking Mike just now. You mean equal? You mean equal? I keep asking him. You say yes, yes. That's why I put equal. But if you say no, as long as they are more than 25, and then you put greater than equal to 25.
This one in the customer service, they always use it.
Yes, yeah, they will always.
For KPI, they will show.
So as long as they type here what they are looking for, the color will be there.
Very nice.
Okay. So now you want to try? You want to try the conditional formatting?
Mike, do you want to give it a go?
Okay, let me try. Okay.
Do you have the worksheet?
My worksheet is at the back.
Okay.
But I don't know if you can see my screen. I'm not
Share
sure
your
if I can
screen.
You have to share first.
Share your screen.
Share my screen.
Yes.
I'm first time using this Microsoft Team sharing. Which one? Is it this one? Show participant?
No, share. Do you see a button called share?
Raise
Or
hand.
share?
Open share tree, is it?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So go
Choose
to
the window.
Go to my screen, is it?
Yeah.
Share the window. Yeah.
Okay, this screen. Okay, just now. Okay. Conditional formatting.
Then you haven't shared yet, or have you
We
shared?
don't see a
You didn't click your screen yet.
I haven't shared my screen yet.
Try again.
Yeah, after you click the share, at the bottom there will be a few boxes for you to choose what you want to share.
Few boxes. At the bottom.
When you click the share, they will come up with a few boxes for you to choose.
Few boxes.
Below the add background screen windows.
Is it here? Can you see?
Yeah, I think so. Yes, good.
Yes.
Already share. Share.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So Kelvin, just now you said that the hours I have to type up here first, is it? Put in a figure first, is it? Put in a figure first.
Any figure. Put any figure anywhere first.
35.5. I put it here. All right. Then you are saying that use the conditional formatting, is it?
Highlight the table first.
Okay, highlight the table. Okay. Wait, how come all this one come up? Okay, highlight this table. I'm not familiar with control key. Is how I don't know how you do that. Is it control A?
Do whatever you are familiar with.
Is it control A?
You can press control, or you can press control right arrow, control down arrow once.
Control
right arrow. Sorry,
down
control
arrow.
shift. Control shift.
Go to the last one already, sorry. Go to the last one.
No, go to the left arrow lah. Control home also
go
can,
back to
if you
home
can
first,
find the control home.
okay, here, control,
Control shift,
control shift.
right
Down.
arrow once. Right arrow once only.
Arrow one. Arrow down,
Yeah.
Arrow,
Yes.
then to the right once. Okay.
Okay, that's it. Then go to
let's-
configure formatting. New rule, is it?
Yeah, new rule.
Just now you used the what? 1, 2, 3. You see this one? Determine which cell to format, is it? Use formula.
The last one.
This one,
Use formula to determine, yes.
Okay, so here.
But we don't see anything actually.
Huh?
Strange, we don't
Never
see
mind.
window.
Format a value formula is true. So
So click there.
you let just say
Put
what?
there equals to.
Sorry.
You type equals to dollar $M2.
$M2, okay, relative cell, and then equal, is it just how put? Richter.
Equal, not greater.
Equal. Okay. Equal 35.5, is it?
No, you point to the cell that say 35.5.
Point to the cell of 35.5. Then I need to know the cell number.
You have to go up. Just now, I think you type it in I2.
I
cannot see the top one. $2.
Cannot see the top one.
Yeah, because just now you highlight, you didn't go all the way up. Now you go up again.
Go up again. Okay. So the one is what?
I2
M2 equal to I, is it?
I2.
I2, okay. Then you do some color changes, is it format?
Yeah, go at the bottom there got the format.
Okay, you choose the color, isn't it, the font? Let's say I use this one. Then what you do? You also go to what? Background, is it?
No.
Is it field?
On top there got font. Then the other one is field, right?
Yeah, put both. Okay. What else? Background. Just now you say go to background.
Background? What background?
The background of the screen color. No. Let's try this one first. Then after that, click OK. Okay, can see that. So if I change this one to 40, oh, that's good. Put 32.
Very good.
41. Okay. Oh, quite good. Thank you. Learn something.
Awesome.
I'm not sure whether you impressed the people or not. Okay.
Most importantly, you tried, Mike. Most importantly, you tried.
A long time never touched this one, right? Since leaving the customer service. Okay. So Kevin, you can proceed to other topic.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
I share my screen, is it?
No, I already took over the share.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, now today's topic is actually what we call range versus table. Range versus table. So
range versus table.
Yeah. So when we write a formula now, this is nothing too complicated, the formula. So we just want to say that I want to know what is the total sales. So it will be what? Equals to sum. And then we just highlight this. So D2 to D6. Agree? You just want to know the total sales. D2 to D6. Press enter. And this is our sales figure. Now this no big deal. I guess everyone here knows this answer. Okay, so got it. And then the second one here is equals to average. Average. Then we just highlight this range. That's all. Enter. So I'm going to apply the number formatting again. Okay, that's it. So this is the normal references that we have. Now, why am I talking to you about this is because I want you to know, if let's just say I got something called Suka 100, then it's actually $4, right? And someone bought 100 unit, so it's 400. Now you notice there's an additional 400, right? But this answer didn't change at all. With or without this, okay, with or without, you take a look, I delete this now. Say with or without, this number still don't change. Simply because it's always referring to the 5 cell. It will not know that you have added another row. Do you understand what I'm talking so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very depressing, right? Every time we have something new, this guy don't want to pick up. So how can we make it dynamic in the sense, right? Make it a dynamic reference. Now, what is going to happen here is that we are going to write a formula instead of a range. Okay, we're going to write a formula. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put here equals to sum, and the function that I'm going to talk about here is called offset. This is something that is not used regularly. However, it's very, very powerful. So this offset function, it comes with 5 parameters here. Okay, reference simply means your starting cell. Where are you? I'm going to make a selection. So you tell me where is your starting cell of your selection. So I'm going to tell them, oh, my selection should start here. Okay, should start here. So I tell them D2. Now, since you already pointed to D2, are you going to like move this starting cell somewhere else? No. So you just have to put 0, 0. Now, the first 0 simply refer to how many row do you want to move down. Then column means how many column do you want to move to the right. So since I'm already here, then I will just tell them 0, 0. Now, let me show you an example. If I didn't start with D2, I start with A1. But my selection cannot start with A1, must start with D2. So how many row do I need to move down? 1. They must move down 1 row. And then how many column I must move so that it will go to D? So it's like 1, 2, 3. So I tell them 3. Now it all depends on where is a starting cell, isn't it? This reference. If your reference is already at that position, good. You don't have to move it. Then if you are not, I'm in A1 now. So I have to move 1 row down, 3 column to the right. So that now I end up in D2. Okay, so it's up to you. You want to take the trouble to count, you go ahead and do that. Now I'm going to make life a little bit easier for myself. I'm just going to immediately just put D2. Then I put there comma 0, comma 0, comma. So now they are asking you the next parameter. What is the height of your selection? How many row do you want to select? How many row? Now I would like to have a perfect selection. That means exact number of row. I will tell Excel, can you please do the count? Right, do the count of starting from D2, okay, all the way to D200. Okay, and I'm going to make this one absolute. F4. Okay, then I close bracket. I can decide 20 also can no need 200 until 20 until here only So this is to find out the height. So if I press my F9 now, it tell me, oh, only 5 only. So it will count up to 20, but you only have 5 cell contains number, right? So this is the count function. Now I'm going to go to the back here. Then they ask you, width. How big is your selection? And how big is your selection? How wide is your selection? Sorry, what's the width? So 1 only, 1 column only. So I just put close bracket, then close bracket again. I press enter. I should be getting the same answer. You see that? I should be getting the same answer. Let me just put up the formula, the formatting, sorry. Right? 5, 8, 6, 7, right? Now, I will do the same to this one. I'll copy this. And I come down here. I'll paste it, but I will use average. Okay? Time is not on our side, so I have to put average. There you go. Same answer. Yeah, same answer. So, what's so big deal, right? Why you say this is dynamic? Okay, let's put here Suka again. Suka. Sorry, let me put that. SUKA. Right, so it's $4 and they bought 100, so it will be additional 400. See, additional 400 included. Okay, so if I go in now, I select my height and I press my F9 again. Just now you saw it was 5. Now the answer is 6. There are 6 rows now. So I'm making that particular selection become dynamic due to what? Right? Due to the count function. So if I keep on adding, if I keep on adding like this, a few more until row number 20, you see the number keep increasing. The number will keep increasing, especially the sales. The sales will increase. That's what I mean. Understand? Now, after showing you this, everyone, I will tell you, please don't use this. That's why I tell you don't use. I'm trying to tell you, forget about this. This is how we use this in a very traditional way. That is like old school. How you should do it, we go to the next worksheet. We go to the next worksheet, table. All right? Now, I'm going to do exactly the same thing again. You see, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. All right. So what happened now is I'm going to write equals to sum. I will still highlight the same thing. Okay. Then I will equals to average. I'll do the same thing. Okay. So looks like nothing so big deal so far. Everything is the same. All right. Now, what you should do is don't keep this kind of data. This is called data range. Now, forget about this drop-down list. What I want to say here is this data that you're having now is called data range. Don't use data range if you know you're going to have more and more record adding on in the later date. So it's best that you highlight this table, this data, and convert it into a table. It's inside here, insert table. Okay, so there is a keyboard shortcut to this insert table. Say Control T. So if you are a keyboard warrior, not keyboard warrior, sorry, you are a keyboard person. You can just click inside here, Control T. Automatically, you will get a create table here also. If you want to create a table, just go and highlight whatever you need, just insert into a table. It's the same thing. Okay? A1 to D6, A1 to D6. My table has a header. All right, cool. That's it. You don't have to do anything else. Look at this calculation here. If I go to the amount, I type 1,000. Okay, let's play by the rule. This one is SUKA 1,000, 100, and $4 each. They buy 100. They buy 100. So it should be 400 more extra, right? So you look at this, 5, 8, 6, 7, and I press enter. It's 6268. Earlier, it was until row number 6. You look at the reference now, it's until 7. Okay, let me add another one. 2 lah. See, this is until row number 9 already. You look at the formula, it's row number 9 already. It will automatically modify your reference as it goes. So you just keep on adding data. So abort this formula. This is very old school. Use table. for this kind of work. Okay, now let's look at the difference there. What I did was I wrote this formula, then I convert it into a table. Now, let's just say you haven't written this formula, but you already convert this into a table. So when you write that sum function, it will not be using the D2 to D9 anymore. Okay, look what happened if I highlight. I highlight D2 to D9. You see what happened? What appear? It tells you that this is table 1 and you are actually taking the column called amount. They no longer use the cell reference, but they will use this kind of reference called structural table reference, structured reference. You can get the same answer. Okay, so equals to average. I just have to highlight. I just have to highlight. If I highlight this, now if I don't want to highlight, I can put my mouse on top here. When it becomes a black color arrow, can you see there's a black color arrow? I click, it will also take this. But it will be a bit different because it will take the title as well. So might as well just highlight. So, and that. Now if I don't want to, what do you call this? Highlight, I can do this, equals to sum. I know that the table name is table 1. So I put that TABLE, table 1. I put a square bracket. They ask me to choose the column. So I double click amount. I can do the same thing. I can get the same answer.
Kelvin.
Yes.
How did you know that this table is called table 1?
All right, cool, good question. Right. Whenever I convert this into a table, right, there's a table design over here, and Microsoft is very, very, very lousy at giving names. Since this is a table, and this is the first table, so they call it, ta-da, table 1. You see here? They are not very good at giving names. If it's a pivot table, they'll call it pivot table 1 until you change it.
In the earlier exercise we created, like when we selected that area and then we gave it a name, is that considered a table?
No, that is just still a range, and that is under name range.
Oh.
That is still a range.
Okay.
Kelvin,
Table have a special feature in it.
Kelvin, this one, the table name, is it you're talking?
Sorry?
Are you talking about table name right now? Table name? How to create table name or what?
I don't understand your question, sorry.
No, just you are showing us how to create table name or actually?
No.
Table 1, table 2.
No, I didn't create the name. The name was automatic when I insert it as a table.
Oh, you insert it at a table, okay.
When I insert it as a table, automatically Excel will call it table 1. I don't do anything. If you don't want to call it table 1, you can call it Mike. You can call anything you like.
Oh, I see. Insert table, okay.
Yeah, you can call it Mike. So my formula now is called Mike.
Okay.
I can change my name later, after, or at the end, doesn't matter. But the moment you change, your formula will follow. Now, let me show you other advantage of the table when you want to build a chart. Are you ready? Take a look. Now, this chart, okay, let me just delete this, was built like this. Okay, I highlight this. Okay, maybe I take away the product ID. I highlight like this. I go to insert. I put a chart. Okay, so this is the chart. No big deal, it's just another chart. Maybe I will change this to a bar chart, right? A bar chart. Okay, so I have this product here, like this, So what happened now if I take this and I insert table? So this is my second table, right? Just now was first one. So when I change this one, automatically they will call it as what?
Table 2.
They are not very good at that, right? So this one, I call this one as chart chart data. Okay, maybe I call it chart data lah. Okay, so this is a chart data. Fine. So I'm going to put in some name here, SUKA, KA 100. So I'm going to bank some number. Do you notice that suddenly SUKA is there already? So the chart is actually very dynamic. So I got JUKA. Maybe I got another product, JUKA 100 also. And I just bank some number. You see that? JUKA. Every time I press enter, it will give me a new one. So I just make it smaller. Okay. So if you have a table, you want your chart to be dynamic. Each time you add something come out. So that's where the table is very powerful when you design your chart. So it becomes very dynamic when you prepare your data or your work using table. Now, any question?
Yeah, Kelvin, question.
Yes.
I can't remember whether it's Word or in Excel. If you type something, if you want all of it to come out in caps, can you do that in Excel? Like just like you're typing the word Suka and you didn't hold down the caps lock or you didn't press the caps lock, right? You type in lowercase. Is there a feature in Excel where if you type text into a particular range, it will just come out in caps?
No, they don't know.
Okay.
They don't. For such amendment, you may need to use Power Query, but it's not logical to use Power Query. It's not logical to use Power Query. No, don't have. They do have something called function that can help you. For example, let's just say all this is supposed to be in small letter and not capital letter. They are supposed to be in small letter. So you want to make all this become small letter, you have to put that equals to lower or whatever over here. Then they'll become small letter.
Whoa, nice.
Okay, so from small letter, you want to make it big letter, you put that upper. This particular cell. That is function. Function. So if you ask me whether I highlight like this and I just click one button, it become capital letter, no, they don't have that.
Actually, I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking of you can format. I thought maybe there's some sort of formatting feature that you can apply to a table whereby whatever you type in that table, if it's alphabet, it will just come out in capital caps.
No, they don't have that.
Okay.
At least I'm not aware that they have that. In database program like Microsoft Access, you use capital L as your input mask, it will turn all into capital letter. But this is Excel. They don't have the input mask. So nothing close to that.
Right.
The closest is the formula. Okay. Now I'm going to give you guys something to look at. You see, mine is SUKA 101-102, right? So I'm going to take this one. I'm going to move it down a little bit more until, let's say, 105. So you look at my drop-down list here. It'll be until 105. So what actually happened here? What actually happened here? Now, let me just try another list. Let me just copy, then I go to another site here. I paste the value here. Okay, now this is not a table. This is just normal list of names. Normal list of names. So I call this one list. Right? So I want to build a drop-down list. I want to build a drop-down list. So I call it list. I want to build a drop-down list that follow whatever that is above here. So this list can be kept somewhere in a different worksheet and entirely away from here. But I want to build a drop-down list that follow this. That follow this. Okay, so I do here is I just go to data, okay, and data validation. You can go to list. So where is it? Where is that list? So you choose allow list, right? List means drop down list. The source data is going to be this one, this 5 item here. So I hit OK. So I have this list up until PURA 100, right? So if I click here and I say, let's change this into a table. Okay lah. Now I put here SUKA 100. 100. So what happened to this list now? Will it have SQA 100? Yes, it will. So you see, the table has a lot of impact in your everyday work. In the way that if you think about it, if you don't have table to help you, then you will have to come into this data, then data validation again. You have to modify this list to include the SUKA 100. But now, do you need to do that? You don't have to do that. Okay? It will automatically just increase your list. Yeah. Are we clear? Now, in this example that I'm showing you, right, I just want you all to understand the 2 different types of information that we use. One is called the data range, which is like we always use A1 to J, A1 to B1, C1, D1, or A1 to L20, those kind of things. Those are called range, data range. But when you have a table, you notice this is my 3rd time creating a table. So what do you think is the name? Let's give a wild guess.
Table 3.
I see. I told you, Microsoft is very predictable. So if you click this table and you just give a name to it, you can name anything you like over here. Okay, so by default they give you table 1, table 2, table 3, table 4, and so on. Okay. Now, if you don't like this color, they got variety of different set of color lah. Maybe you like orange lah. Okay lah, orange lah. Or maybe you say no lah, red better. Red lah, red and gray lah. Looks more formal. Up to you. The choice is yours. For me, I personally don't like any of those color. I'll just put none. I just leave it to normal. Too colorful makes the file size big. Right? After all, we don't even look at the list. Why do we want to make it so colorful? What we want is this one only, man.
Can there be a color on the drop down?
No, they only pick up the value. They don't pick up the formatting. Okay. Maybe in the near future. No, I must tell Microsoft that. All right, I think that's all for today. Awesome. Okay, no homework this round. No homework this round. If you want, you can actually go to the link that I provide in the chat and download the file and try to do it. You know where to get me. You can actually find my contact and everything. So like Mike has already contacted me. If you do not know my contact, you can ask Ko or Noel for it.
Awesome. That was very good.
I passed the time again, over by 20 minutes.
No, good sharing.
Not really.